I'm Jessica.
I'm Courtney.
Welcome to episode 4 of our mini cut series. Alright, so we're 2 weeks in. How's this week going?
This week's really, or this past week or this?
This past week, yeah.
That's a dumb question.
It is Monday today.
Yeah. This past week was a little hard. School's picking up. So I've just been mainly focusing on my studying and getting my work done. So it was a little hard to prioritize my workouts and nutrition, but I was able to do so, so that's good.
That's awesome. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
Most students, like especially that I've trained in the past, will just be like, let's just not do this for like 3 weeks. So that's awesome that you're sticking to it.
Yeah, when I commit to something, I commit 100%. So I'd say that's what's pretty valuable about this mini cut is that it's forcing me to prioritize the gym and my nutrition. Usually this time of year is when I start to get really sick because I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm just school. So I think I do notice a difference because I still feel pretty healthy compared to what I'm normally like this time of year.
Yeah, usually by this time of year you're like completely drained.
Yeah.
You're like, So it's good that the nutrition side of it is helping you be a little bit more energized and all that stuff. How many energy drinks are you drinking a day?
2. Today I only had one though.
Okay, you go. But you
on top of my iced coffee, so.
Yeah, and we'll have to include that in. She found a fantastic alternative to her Starbucks coffee. That's only 30 calories?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the original?
The original's around 200 calories.
Damn, that's fucking like 70% less calories. So that's awesome. So I'll include that in right here. Anyways, no, I think you're doing fantastic, and I was looking at your data earlier, and everything is like perfect client.
Yay!
So that's awesome. And last week I know that I got you to work on getting your potassium up a bit. Have you been?
There was one day I got it up. I had avocado that day. But the other days, no, it was still really low. It's something I'm struggling with.
So it'll just be a work in progress. Other than that, no, I think you're doing fantastic.
It's good. Yay.
Woo! All right, so what do you think you're struggling with?
I'd say I'm struggling with my micronutrients, probably. My macronutrients, I'm hitting all my targets. Protein is super easy for me because I love meat and I love tuna, so that's never been an issue. My fiber is up there. Like I said, I don't like eating the same meals, but because I've been so busy, that's just what I've been doing. So just making the same things every day, which is also why my potassium has been consistently low because I barely changed anything too.
Honestly, I think like you kind of did like a 180, not 360 in your nutrition. So like even though you didn't get your potassium up this week, like you're still did such a huge change in your diet just doing this. So I think that in itself, like even though you're still working towards that, like that's something that you'll probably continue to work towards. Just like am continually low on my iron, so that's just something that I always continually work towards. So it's nothing too major. And if that's the only thing that you're struggling with, like you're doing fucking good. How do you think your tracking's going? Do you think you're pretty accurate in tracking?
I think I'm pretty accurate in my tracking, and it reflects in my weight loss. So I've been losing 3 pounds per week, so in total I've lost 6 pounds so far.
It's crazy.
And our goal was 1.5 pounds per week. So I'd say that my tracking has been pretty accurate. There's been times I've been lax, like with the muscle milk and my iced coffee. I've kind of just guesstimated how much I've put in there, and I've started to guesstimate my vegetables, like spinach, because the more you measure, the more it's easier to see how much is.
100%,
Yeah.
and that's why I always recommend starting off, like usually using like measuring cups or your scale, because then you get an idea of what it actually looks like, and then you can turns into more intuitive eating, and then you can kind of you already know what's in your meal versus not knowing what's in your meal. So that's fantastic. No, I think you're doing really good at tracking, probably even more so than I am. And we'll definitely be going over your weight too, because you have lost quite a bit of weight. So dependent on how this week goes, I might actually increase your calories.
Sick.
So even better.
Sounds like good news to me.
It's always good news when you get to eat more. Oh, and I guess with Thanksgiving coming up this weekend too, we'll have to include that in how we're going to work towards that. So how do you think your energy was this week? I mean, this past week, not this week.
It's hard to say because I was leading up. I just started my period today. I usually get fatigued beforehand and during. I also have had a pretty big lack of sleep because of school. So that's obviously affecting my energy levels. But I'd say compared to years before this time of year, I'm surprised at how much energy I still have.
That's good.
With my lack of sleep, being able to get my work done. And usually I take a lot of naps. Like right after class I'll take a nap and then I'll get up and do my work, but I think it was only once I've taken a nap because I was so tired. But that's because I was up till 4 a.m. the night before. But yeah, I do see a rise in my energy levels compared to last year.
That's awesome. Especially since, like, with your calories low, I'd be curious to see what your energy would be like if you didn't have school going on.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, well, let's go. Let's like,
bouncing
do a
off
bunch
the walls.
of, yeah, I'd probably be super motivated. Be like, yeah, let's go to the gym 6 times a week. So that's awesome. And during your workouts, how was your energy?
My workouts have been good. I've changed what I eat. So now I've been adding yogurt and fruit into my oatmeal and eating more eggs. So sometimes I'll just run out of energy halfway through my workout and it's a struggle to finish my accessory work. But I've still had energy by the end of my workouts, so I've just been adding the Stairmaster at the end.
Yeah, I've noticed that you've been doing that. That's amazing. Yeah, because usually halfway you're like, oh my god, I'm going to puke. I need to leave.
Yeah.
So it's awesome that the pre-workout nutrition you've seen a huge change in that. Mm-hmm. I know that you said that, was it your squat day didn't go as planned?
Yeah.
But we think that was because the lack of sleep was probably a huge factor, and that is something to also take into consideration as well during your workouts, is how much sleep you got, because your recovery is super important, as well as, you know, being lower in calories. That's going to also reflect that. But I think it was just more the sleep, and then you went to go work out at what, 8 o'clock at night?
8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So already had like a full day of doing your schoolwork and stuff like that. So I mean, I would have been dead too.
Yeah, it's frustrating when you have to go down in weight. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm regressing. This sucks. I don't know. I hate when I feel super weak.
Didn't you end up doing the same weight though, or did
No,
you go down?
I went down.
Did you do at least one set at that?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
At least you did the one set, and then hopefully this week, well, depending on, because you got
this week is crazy.
What do you have tomorrow?
Well, it's just studying tomorrow, but I have a presentation and a paper proposal due on Wednesday, and then I have 2 midterms on Thursday.
Oh, it's Wednesday, Thursday. For some reason, I thought it was Tuesday, Wednesday. Damn. That's going to be fun. Cry, cry, cry. What do you think your activity was this week? Do you think it was the same, more, less?
I'd say it was more. Again, like I said, I've been adding the Stairmaster at the end of my workouts, 20 to 30 minutes usually. And then that way I don't have to go in on my days off and I can just focus on studying. I think last week I only did cardio twice, but this past week I did it 3 times after all my workouts.
That's awesome. And have you been walking to McEwen? Or
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
so
been
I
walking
think
to
that
McEwen
too, because you've done that, what, 3 or 4 days? Or you did 3 or 4 days last week? Or 2 days? 2 or 3 days?
2 to 3 days, I believe.
Because you also went into study. Well, that was today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that will also increase your activity as well, because, I don't know, we're on, what, 123rd Street? And McEwen's on 103rd?
I go to the CAF, so that is 104th Street.
That's a lot of blocks. A lot of steps. Do you walk there and back?
Yeah.
Damn! Getting all those steps in. Because, like, I'm sure, like, last year this time, you're probably just busing to McEwen and just not moving at all. You're probably just, like, huddled at your desk.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's awesome that you're able to sneak in some activity, even though you're busy as hell. See? Anybody can do it. You just gotta put your mind to it.
Exactly.
It just sucks. I'm sure you can. Do you have any questions, concerns? I know that you're saying that the one day you went quite over on your fats, and you're wondering if you should adjust for that. Yeah. So, answer is no, you shouldn't adjust for that. That's good that you went over on your fats. I'm just more concerned about your calories. But you ended up making up for that because you had a really low day, I think, on Tuesday? Mm-hmm. One of the days, we'll look at the data. So nothing too major on that part. Okay. Yeah, it was just making sure that you hit over the 34 grams of fat. So if you end up in like the 50 range, 60 range, that's totally fine because you'll probably, like if you're following your calories, you're going to pull that from probably your carbs. So no need to readjust for that. Other than that, any other questions, concerns? No, I think you're doing awesome. Super good. So what do you plan on achieving for this coming week?
This week, I'm going to keep my goals simple. I just want to be able to hit my targets, make sure I'm not going super over or super under. Again, I'm on my period, so when I'm in a bad mood, that's when my fuck it attitude comes in. Even today, I was like, oh, I just want Tim Hortons. But I didn't do it. Again, when I commit to something, I try to commit 100%.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so what I've been doing or thinking of doing is I just plan out or put all my meals in MyFitnessPal right in the morning. That way I know the exact calories I'm going to hit at the end of the day. Because sometimes I've noticed it's a little hard to just go meal by meal, and then I have a snack planned at the end of the night and it ends up being a lot more calories than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, just planning my whole day of what I'm going to eat in the morning just gets it out of the way, and then that way I know that I'm hitting my targets.
That's awesome. That's a really good good strategy, because you're essentially meal planning, but it's on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. So then you're not being like restricted to one certain way of eating, that way that you know, and especially with you being so busy that you're just like, okay, I just need to grab this, and this. So that's awesome. That's good. Yeah, solve your problem again. Don't even need me. You have the master. Yeah, no, I think yeah, you're doing fantastic. We're gonna go over to your data. It's gonna be a lot shorter this week. And yeah, honestly, there's no recommendations from me because you're just perfect.
Yay!
Besides, as you said, just being a little bit more consistent with your calories, but even then it's not a huge deal, so long as you're averaging what you're supposed to be averaging, and you've done that, and your weight is also reflecting that too, which is great to see. All right, we'll see you at the data.
All right, we are here with the data. Yeah.
put us up. No, why you're not going up there? Oh, all right. Sorry, guys. We're gonna be smaller. We'll take up less space, I guess. All right. So here's Courtney's data for the week. So here are her calorie goals, or her calorie goal, and then I have the plus or minus 5% for protein and fats. All right. So I'm not gonna go through every single day like I did last time. We're just going to go down to compliance. So her compliance to calories was at 99%. Compliance to protein was a little bit over, which is nothing to be worried about. I'd rather see that over than under. And then compliance to fat was at 104%. So that's great that you got your fats up. There was just one day that was a wee bit low at 19 grams, and that was on Saturday. And then Thursday was a little bit, and then Tuesday. But nothing too major. And then there's that... was it avocado on Wednesday or Friday?
Wednesday.
On Wednesday. So yeah, nothing to be too worried about. Okay, but yeah, 18. So looks like you made up for that low day on Tuesday. So that's great to see. And like I said, it all kind of evened itself out here. So your calories are sitting at 1499, and what I wanted to add in is if we added up your average for your protein, carbs, and fats, we'd actually get 1549 as what you hit for calories that week. This number could be off a little bit because you did have a couple of my protein snacks that didn't have the macros in it, so that might also be off. If you look at last week's weight, you're sitting at an average of 137.5. Let's round that up to 137.6. And this week you're down to 134.4. Damn. So lost 3 pounds, more than 3 pounds. And your goal weight was sitting at 1.54 pounds per week, so you way over exceeded that. So we're gonna do this one more week at this calorie goal. We're going to see kind of what your weight looks like because throughout the week it was kind of consistent, and then you had a big drop on Sunday. So if we have another big drop, more than 2 pounds, I'm going to definitely raise your calories. Okay. And for this coming week, so we got Thanksgiving on, are you going on Sunday?
Saturday.
On Saturday. So what we can do anywhere from 50 calories to 100 calories per day to take off. So you have anywhere from 300 to 600 calories extra to work with on Saturday. So I'll let you decide what you would like to work with. Do you want to decide now?
Right now?
You don't have to. You can think about it.
Okay.
Today we're obviously Monday, so if you want, you can kind of continue what you're doing today, and then I can just take it off of 5 days versus the 6 days.
Okay.
And yeah, all I would say for Thanksgiving, just have a lighter breakfast, have some protein, lunch, have some protein, and then for your dinner, just enjoy your dinner. It might be a little bit harder to log, but...
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if you think I should bring my measuring cups.
No, please don't do that.
Okay.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving. It only happens once a year. And yeah, for Thanksgiving and for holidays, I like to, pull calories throughout the week so you get a little bit extra, just a little bit more wiggle room, and just so you can enjoy yourself. But I don't want you like showing up to a dinner with a scale and you're just like sitting there weighing it out. Unless you're doing a contest like bodybuilding, yeah, no. I would never recommend to do that. Just like you spent the last 2 weeks kind of learning how to eat, just make healthy food choices, and just kind of guesstimate what you had. And if it's off, it's off. It's not a huge deal. It's only 1 day out of the week, and you've been really, really consistent the last 2 weeks, so nothing to be worried about. Other than that, everything looks fantastic. You freaking killed this last week. The last 2 weeks, and we're halfway through. My God!
Thank God!
I feel ya.
I dreamt about mini wheats last night. Take that in.
About
mini wheats. How random is that? Why was I craving mini wheats?
I don't know. I had mini wheats yesterday. Maybe because Ian eats them every day.
Maybe. I don't know. I was just thinking about the sugar on it and the milk, and I was like, I just want it.
Well, you could definitely fit it in because I think 20 mini wheats is 180 calories. If you put that with some unsweetened almond milk, it'd be like 220 calories.
Hmm.
And then since it's a fortified cereal, you'll get a lot more vitamins out of it than you would, having something else. So maybe try and fit that in this week.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Adios. Hey guys, I'm here with my data. So last week was absolute shit. I guess it could have been worse, but last couple of weeks have not been the greatest. Had a couple high days on Wednesday and Saturday and Sunday, and then a really low day on Friday. And then I thought I averaged out my calories, but when I added up my protein, carbs, and fats, which make your calories, I ended up coming in 104% over my calorie target. Nothing too major, but for my clients that are watching, not every week is going to be perfect. So long as you're just trying and you're not giving up and you're not saying fuck it. Yeah, and then my weight was fluctuating a lot this past week too, which would be a reflection of the calories. And I also think it's from I started a new program that has a lot more volume than what I've been used to for the last 3 months. So I think that also had to do a little bit with my weight fluctuation. With Thanksgiving coming up this weekend, I'm just going to take about 75 calories off each day, and then I'm going to save them up for Saturday so then I can enjoy having a little bit of extra food on that day. Other than that, yeah, it was just a shit week. Can't really think of anything that was really positive about last week. I know that weed is still my struggle, and that this week I'm just going to try and keep it cut out. And we'll see how that goes. It's only Tuesday as of right now that I'm filming this. Was good yesterday, and hope to be good for the next 6 days. All right, thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. We'll see you at check-in day in a couple days.